Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Mikita, also known as Nika13 online, and this is the project that I would like to show as part of my portfolio, which is a prototype build done for a standalone title, which is owned by me, called Project Verocity. My objective for this project was to practice, exercise, and improve my skills while studying C++ and Unreal Engine blueprints. Furthermore, I have mastered logics of assembling animation blueprints, implementation of game ability system, mastering network authorization using C++ for certain logics, functions, and variables, and so on. The game was meant to be co-op in mind, allowing people to play together and complete various objectives, which for now turned into a prototype that allowed me and my collaborators to understand the mood that what we are going for. This is just a prototype. As you can see on the screen, we have basic UI, which is specifically only for the main menu, where you can change the graphic settings that will change within the index of Unreal configuration, helping players to find the sweet spot for their graphic settings. You can also change the keybinds as you'd like to, but currently they serve no functionality at this moment because I haven't mastered Enhanced Input Action System yet. Along with that, there comes the customization of characters that allows you to change the body gear, allows you to change your headgear, allows you to change the colors that are preset per index, and loadout, which is related to what primary weapon you have. All of that is currently being driven through blueprints, and the way how I save the data is usually player controller checks their save game file and checks for every single slot's index or string, so to say, what do they have saved on it. So what choices they have for the color, for the headgear, body, and weapon, and they can send over to player state the moment the lobby starts. As you can see here, I've just started the lobby here, having a very goofy aviators ready to go for action, so to say. We're ready for the quarry, and you see a friend of mine joining me, having their own type of loadout that they've selected for their own character, and that allows us to start a match together. You can see a loading screen from one of our previous levels that I was using for the Locomotion. Locomotion also comes with mantling and sliding capabilities, allowing the player to traverse difficult terrains at ease. As you can see here, currently this game is being hosted on Steam's subsystem, meaning the game is currently uploaded on Steam, and we are using the subsystem to be able to communicate with each other's clients while we play as a server. You can see the way how the inventory behaves in terms of what kind of weapons you have, what you can switch to, from primary to secondary. You are able to shoot your weapons. They have the functionality of applying damage. Currently, I have no debugs or no visual indicators available that you are hitting a player in order to kill them, but shortly after, you see that I decide to shoot my friend mercilessly, and you can see he's turning into a ragdoll state and gets put a flag that he is currently dead. For the states that are currently driven that you can see, I am using gameplay ability system, allowing us to only use tags in order to drive states. So that allows us to, instead of using and referencing booleans, referencing indexes, referencing many other variables of the owner of this animation blueprint class, which is the character, to essentially only read the tag container whenever gameplay ability system applies at different gameplay conditions and gameplay cues, such as when you sprint, when you walk, when you aim down sights, when you crouch. That adds a specific tag, which is very easy to store, very easy to sync, and it's the cheapest method that you can use instead of driving variables through client then to server, when through gameplay ability system we're able to imitate what's on the client side, but at the same time run it on server for both clients to see each other's changes, such as turning on flashlights and such. I also wanted to make a disclaimer. This project was a trial and error for me to understand what was the best for every single client, every single host who would host the server, around the circle of my friends and collaborators, to essentially help me understand what would be the best way to do the next project that will be a potential candidate for shipping it for public and essentially selling and so on. The game's perspective, the game's idea was surrounding around games that were used as references such as Dead Space, Last of Us, Uncharted, and various third-person shooter games that would help us understand what we are looking for in this kind of an experience that we wanted to make for people to come back to. Now that this prototype is no longer being worked on for me, I've moved on with Unreal Engine 5.4 with a motion matching sample project to understand how motion matching technology works for me to switch to and remake an entire logic in this game to help me make an entirely new experience with entirely new game loop set in my game design document, which I would love to reveal right now, but there is a lot being cooked right now. So yeah, this is one of my showcases of my ready packages and ready work, and I really hope you really enjoyed my video to help you explain how this journey has been going on for me.